Toad, is your hood open again? What are you up to today? Ooh, MSD coil packs. Oh yeah. What else we got? Oh, we got ourselves a new camshaft synchronizer and camshaft position sensor. Thank you for that, Toad. Oh, and you want new spark plugs too. Well, you got it, Toad. Let's do it. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Dan H and welcome to the project. We're here with Toad again. Another Toad video, episode 10. In the last Toad video, we did the fuel, and now we're gonna do the fire. So let me show you what I got going on here. All right, I'll give you a quick recap from the last video. We put in a new fuel rail. It's an aftermarket aluminum fuel rail, no more rust, no more rot. And underneath this fuel rail is pretty sweet 4-hole injectors. And before I did all this, I took apart this throttle body and I cleaned it all out, inside and out. And boy, this thing runs smooth. Great throttle response and a nice smooth fuel spray. Can't really get a power gain from this type of setup, but it will run smoother. The smoothness will also help prevent the misfire, that rough idle. If you happen to have a 2000 and 2001 with the cats in there, a nice smooth mist will spray better, and you won't get that heat soak problem as much if you have it. But this is looking great, really smooth. But we are gonna step up the game with this coil pack and plugs. That goes over here on this side. This is the old coil pack, and check out our old camshaft position sensor. Check this out right here. If you can see, we got one of these fasteners sticking up. Well, that's because I was diagnosing a Rec J problem a while back, and I gobbled up this camshaft position sensor, and well, I snapped off one of the bolts in the synchronizer, so that's why this is loose, because I put a good used sensor on. So what we're gonna do today is get in that new coil pack rail. We're gonna put in new spark plugs. We're gonna put in the new synchro gear in, a new position sensor, and I'll also show you how to set the timing. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to do today, as a precaution, we're just going to drop your 13mm. Good start, Dan. First thing we're going to do today is we are going to take off the battery terminals. I don't believe there is a call for this in the factory service manual when you do the good old ignition rail, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we got that off. I'm going to disconnect these cables so you guys can get a better view. You guys might not have to. But hey, it's a simple thing to take off, and it doesn't take too much time. So give yourself a nice open workspace. Couldn't hurt, right? Oh, look at that. We even got the bracket off the valve cover. How do you like that? And let's see if I could just wedge these up a little bit. Keep them out of the way. Put that up there. Yeah, that could help. Maybe not. I went ahead and removed the heater core hoses. I'm going to try to get to these 13mm. We've got 4 right up here. Wow, this one is really loose. I'm not sure the torque spec on these things. I'll have to look into it. But whatever it is, this is surely not torqued as much as it should be. Move on to the second one. Hey, that one had some bite. Third. All right, nice and easy. And number 4, there we go. Use some power to make it quicker. All right, this should just pop up. It's got some suction, but shouldn't really be too hard to break the suction off the top of the spark plugs. Just 6 little thingies, and there we go. Now there is a clip back here. Can't see it. Should be able to rotate it. It's easier to get this clip off once the rail is out. Looks like the previous owner must have lost the safety tab. I'll see if I could find one to put back in. This is one plug you don't want coming undone. There we go. Alright, the plugs are your standard 5/8 plugs. Just got to get down there and find it. Push that spark plug remover down nice and deep and give her a turn. There we go. Plug 1 is out. Doesn't look too terrible. And I'm just going to repeat that step 5 more times. Easy peasy. Oh, this one was really loose. Got to make sure we torque these spark plugs properly when we reinstall. Alright, you could take a look at your spark plugs. You could see if you could figure out what's wrong with your vehicle by the way spark plugs look. These spark plugs look pretty good. There's no significant condition that's outstanding in the matter. They all look pretty normal. The only thing I did do was I scooped some crud out from on top of the head when I pulled this one out. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah, make sure your head is clean. I probably should have went in detail about how important it is to keep that head clean. I do have a spark plug video with a lot more information, and you go watch that. This is a overall quick spark plug touch video. Also, these are NGK spark plugs. I do have NGK spark plugs lined up. I was going to use these on a different engine, but I don't know, maybe I'm reconsidering since these are NGK. They are both viable options. I know the copper spark plugs from Champion are recommended for the earlier year XJs, and I do believe they changed over to the NGKs, but as long as it's that part number, it should be good. Let's see if I can find the spark plugs in here. There we go. Spark plug RC12ECC. That's the part number for the spark plug. You'll find a bunch of different options, but I think either option will be okay, so long as they're gapped to 0.035. That is the magic number. So we are just going to quickly gap our new spark plugs before we install them. Alright, let's gap these plugs. So it's a standard spark plug gapper that used to be like 50 cents. Who knows what they are now. You're just going to slide this on right over here. You're just going to rotate around this dial till you get to your 0.035 indicator right there. I mean, it slid right on perfectly. They should be pre-gapped. So there we go. We'll just continue all 6 of these. There we go, gap on another one, and let's just say we mess up. Oh no, we went too far. Go ahead and just pop that off. Give her a little tappy, not too hard, don't want to go nuts. And then you can re-gap right where it should be. There we go. Okay, so I just gapped all these NGK spark plugs. I might as well just go ahead and use them. I'll save the Champions for another day. I didn't expect that to happen. But let's just say you decide your old spark plugs are worth saving. I mean, they're not like completely busted off like this guy. And we got some meat down there. I guess you could file it flat, but this is kind of flat already. But if you check the gap is way too much on this. So just re-gap these, you clean this up, put it back in your head, and you'll be good to go. Don't hit this with a wire wheel or a wire brush. They say that the metal flakings from the brush can cause misfires, so use a nylon brush if you must. Alright, we got our good plugs, and when we install them, we're going to make sure to tighten the spark plugs to 35 to 41 Newton meters, which is 26 to 30 foot-pounds. So let's do it. Alright, I'm just going to get these in nice and carefully. I want to go straight in. I don't want to get any schmutz from the head on the spark plug. It will run like crap. So carefully insert the plug into your head, and I'm going to hand thread this if I can. I want to make sure that I don't cross thread the threads. Don't cross thread the threads. Very important. You do not want to get a spark plug stuck in your head. That'll ruin your day. Also, big question is, should you put anti-seize in your spark plugs? And that's yes and no. If your plugs are coated with shiny zinc like this, then no, you do not have to put anti-seize on your threads. They're supposed to be seize-proof. But if you have just black steel untreated plugs, then yeah, go ahead and put some anti-seize on it. Again, you don't want to get a spark plug stuck in there. All right, we got plugs 2 through 6 in. We're going to leave 1 out for a minute. Right now, we're going to switch over to the camshaft position sensor and that drive gear. All right, here is the camshaft position sensor. This cap is held on by 7 32nd fasteners. Yeah, I hate them. They're the worst. They're so thin and skinny and frail, and they rust. And obviously, you can tell that they break off because this one won't go in. This was a new fastener on a new cap, as I explained before, and yeah, it kind of ruined the whole drive gear. So we're just gonna take this old guy off, and I'm gonna save this in the glove box because well, they go, and this is a good working spare. Just tuck this pigtail down out of the way. All right, the camshaft drive gear is held on by the same 13mm apparatus that the distributor is held on by, but this is it's much easier access when you have the coil pack. So just drop one of these guys right down and zip it out. I'll save this 13mm. Now, you're not supposed to move this guy when you take it out. This little inner piece spins around. It's you know, it's like a magnet. It creates a Hall effect that lets you know the timing of the vehicle, when to fire. So leave it alone unless you know how to reset the timing, which I'll show you. So I'll take this out however way I please. But if you could see it, when you lift it up, it kind of rotates in. That's because it's on the cam. There we go. Don't want to lose that. There we go. Spinning out. There. All right. This drive gear is rotating on the camshaft, and it spins this guy. This spins the fuel pump. So without this thing connecting there to there and spinning the fuel pump, you wouldn't have a fuel pump if this wasn't in. So a very important piece. Well, obviously, if this wasn't in, it wouldn't run anyway. But yeah, very important piece. So we're going to take this out, and if you could see, and there, yeah, this side right here, that is where the stud is broken off. Very annoying. Maybe I'll try to extract it. I don't know. I know this thing works, so I hate to throw it out because of a stupid stud. Also, be careful not to knock any crap into your engine. That would be bad. And there is a gasket right on here that should be replaced. So I'm gonna try to push all the crud out of the way. Apologize for the view, guys. Very hard to see. Trying not to get crud in my engine. I'm trying to clean off this old gasket. Alright, gasket is off and this area is cleaned up. Alright, the next part I'm going to show you is necessary to set the timing. It's going to be really hard to show you on this guy, so let me show you on another engine. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Beach Jeep engine. Yay! Told you guys I was building it. I haven't showed you anything just yet. Still waiting for that glorious day to show you the Beach Jeep build. Here is your harmonic balancer, your vibration dampener, and you're going to turn the crankshaft with this nut right here, this bolt, and you're going to turn your dampener till that little white notch. You might not see a notch on yours. It's probably covered in crud, but if you clean this whole inside edge, you will get a little notch. That's actually a dab of white paint. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn this sucker clockwise till that notch lines right up with the 0. What the heck? Let me show you. You're going to get up in there with a 19mm, and you're going to turn this crank till this sucker lines right up just about there. Boom. And you're going to want to do this on the compression stroke. So let me show you how you know that your cylinder 1 is at top dead center on the compression stroke. Alright, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your trusty old compression tester. This is Innova part number 3612. It's in another video for doing compression testing. I'll leave a link to that one. It's probably like up there. And here's what you do. Instead of putting on this gauge, you go ahead and take a glove. I should probably be wearing them, but you go ahead and take a glove and you sever the pinky. No! Ouchies! But it's all good because you're going to slide your pinky right over here. And you're going to take a little zip tie like so. And you're going to weave this baby in. I broke the zip tie. Take two. Alright. We're going to go ahead and slide our zip tie onto the compression tester where the dial should be. That's better. I'll snip that. Don't cut it. There we go. Snip it. And boom. We're going to put this on cylinder 1. So we are going to thread this guy right into cylinder 1. You don't have to go ham tightening it because, well, you don't want that to get stuck in either. So here we go. Let's rotate her until she gets back around on cylinder 1. And again, we want the compression stroke. So compression stroke is when it builds pressure in the cylinder. Oh, there we go. It puffed up. So it's puffing, it's puffing. There we go. Puffing. And we're stopping. Boom. 0. Top dead center. Right there. Puffed out balloon. Got your 0 lined up. And what's happening now is cylinder 1, the first one right in front, is at top dead center. That means it traveled all the way up the block and the piston is nice and even with the head. Let me show you what that looks like on this motor without all this stuff on it. There we go. Top dead center right here. And right up here, this is what it looks like. Go Beach Jeep. Alright, give me a few minutes to get this situated on the Toad. I'll check back in a minute when this balloon is inflated. Alright, under the Toad, got my harmonic balancer right over here, and right up there I can see my little finger, and I'm just going to start going with this thing, and I don't even need to see anything right now, because I know that it's not doing anything so long as the glove is not inflated. So once I see that glove start to puff up, then I'm going to check to see where the heck the timing is. I know when it starts to puff that my top dead center is right around the corner. So I'm just going to turn it, and then I'll inspect it when I see that it comes around. And this is going to be more difficult than the engine that's in the garage because, well, I guess the spark plugs are in. I didn't torque them down all the way. It's always harder to push this thing when it's generating the pressure. So we're just gonna keep going nice and easy. I don't see any signs of the puff yet. So nothing going on in cylinder 1 yet. There we go. Got my puff. Alright, now I know I'm close, so let me try to get the camera up in there. See what I'm working with. Trying to give you guys the best view possible, but it's really hard under this Jeep. And I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but I got my mirror here to try to reflect the image of this timing mark to you guys. And if you can see what I'm seeing right now, all the timing marks are covered in sludge. So, wow, this thing probably is due for a timing chain cover gasket. But I'm going to have to wipe all that gunk away before I could get an accurate reading. I just wiped this giant chunk of sludge off the timing marks. And trust me, there's more where that came from. Alright, this thing is so dirty, I couldn't find the timing mark on the pulley, so I rotated it past the point of where it had to go. I found the little groove and I put a dab of paint marker on this too. So I'm going to go around again. I think it should be another 1.5 more times because I need to get that compression stroke again. So I think I should be able to find this now. Let's give it a shot. Alright, this is getting annoying. It's so filthy I can't even see the mark. So I'm just going to put a dot on this side. So I know now this is like right about where it should be, right in the middle there. That looks good. I'll be able to see that. It won't be covered by sludge. Alright, let's go again 2 more times. Remember, we need that compression stroke. Not every time it's on 0 you're getting your compression stroke. So we gotta puff that glove up as we get it on 0. If the glove ain't puffing, you ain't stopping. So let's keep going. Let's go around and round and round. Alright, the mirror says I got my white mark right on the 0. We just puffed. Well, it deflated now, but 2 seconds ago it was puffy. So I am satisfied and exhausted now that this is on 0. Yay! Gonna take out our compression device, a little pinky finger top dead center finder. This thing is priceless and worked out really well. Save that for another day, and I will reach into my pocket and I will retrieve the last, or actually the first, spark plug. We're going to tighten down all these spark plugs now. Just want to make sure they're hand threaded in, hand tight before we do any torquing. And we'll go through these. Alright, and as previously stated, these plugs are going to get torqued to, well, somewhere between 26 and 30. I chose 28. 28. 28. 28. 28. 28. All right, I'm going to demonstrate the installation of the camshaft drive gear. I guess it's the oil pump drive gear too, on this here Beach Jeep engine, because it's clean and you can see better. So we're going to carefully remove this 13mm and the clamp. Don't drop anything into that hole, please do not. And I got a couple factory style drive gears. They have this little indexing hole. That's how you index yourself a factory gear. What you do is you spin your gear and the shaft so this little notch lines up with the hole. There we go. You want to get the hole, there it is, that hole on this side aligned up with this hole, and then you insert your toothpick or your toothpick shaped device. I'm using a finish nail of some sort. You want to get that lined up really nice, and then this guy goes right, come on, I'm looking through the camera lens, don't be silly. All right, there we go, finally, yay. All right, so this right now, your timing gear is perfectly in sync with your engine top dead center, and you go ahead and you insert this into there, not before putting a nice new gasket on. This is how you index yourself timing. Now this new guy I got, check this out. I didn't see the indexing hole at first. I'm like, what the heck? What kind of new crap is this? You take this guy off over here. Look at these nice new screws. That's just beautiful. Get this guy off. But it's the exact same device. The Hall effect, timing gear, everything is good. Got our gasket right here. Remind me to clean off that tape. But check out what they include. They give us an indexing cap. So you can't go wrong with this guy. You just line it up how it normally would, somewhat in that general area. There. Get the cap on just like this. You can even screw it down through here for extra safety and security. And that's pretty cool. That's how you time a new shaft, but it gets better. You can take one of your OEM drive gears, and this will work with that too. Line it up right there. Boom. You are all indexed and ready to go. And if you don't believe me, test it. Look at that. Lines right up. So this is a cool tool. It's a keeper. And so this is Dorman part number 689200. It does include this indexing cap. It also includes a sensor, and it comes with a little gasket as well. It's the total kit. I think I endorse it. Yay. So let's get this thing on. So here's what you do. This is what I'm about to do in the Toad. I'm I'm going to show you on the Beach Jeep engine for demonstration purposes. Step 1, we'll get this on there just like that. Nice new gasket. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to line up your oil pump drive with this little notch right here. So it's pretty much perpendicular to the engine. So this goes in like that. We're going to be just about 11 o'clock, 11:30. So you can't see it. Let me show you. There you go, guys. That is our oil pump gear. And it's actually just about where I need it to go. But that little guy drives your oil pump off the camshaft. Gonna get in there with a nice, long, clean Phillips head. And give her a little rotation. And that should do it. Now our drive gear is all lined up, indexed nice and neat. And it rotates as it goes in. So we're gonna start down around here, maybe about the 7 o'clock. And we're gonna drop it in so it lines up with the arrow facing directly back. And I think it did just that. That's it. That's a beaut.
It's a beaut, Clark, it's a beaut.
And you go ahead and you put on your clamp. You tighten it down just like that. And then you could reinstall your camshaft position sensor. All right, we're gonna repeat what we just did on the Beach Jeep engine and the Toad. We got our gasket on. We got our cap indexed. Let's go ahead, we'll take it from 7 o'clock-ish, and it'll rotate through its gears and hopefully line right up with that oil pump gear. And did we do it? No, looks like we're one tooth off. Let's back it back up. Go in a little deeper. I might have to move that oil gear. Yep, we'll bring the oil gear back a little bit more. Take 2. Hey, look at that. Looks like we have a winner. Fully seated and directly back. Got our clamp on. There we go. Nice and tight, but not overkill. And once you get a dab of anti-seize on the threads, you could go reinstall your cap. Try not to get any anti-seize in the Hall effect mechanism. We could reconnect our pigtail, not without a little bit of dielectric grease first. There we go. All right, the time has finally come. We're going to install this MDS ignition coil rail just as soon as I add this safety clip to the connector. Sorry, I have to. Go ahead and add a squirt of dielectric grease to each one of these little cups that fit on the spark plugs. I will connect our newly safetied plug. There we go. And now we'll get this in nice and straight. Let's find our spark plugs 1 through 6, and we'll line them up nice and evenly. There we go. I think that's in. Now it's very important that you ensure each one of these little boots is securely on your spark plug. If you miss a boot and have your spark plug popping out, you will have a misfire. It'll also make this weird sucking, clicking noise. So looks like we won't have that problem. They seem to be all on. And we're gonna put in our fasteners. Go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll go ahead and tighten them down. Man, these swivel head gear wrenches are perfect for this project. All right, she is in. New plugs, new MSD coil pack ignition system. We got everything lined up with top dead center on the compression stroke, so we know our timing is good. And our camshaft position sensor is squared away. Let me just put back all my plumbing, Probably gonna have to bleed the system because I introduced air into it. If you took off yours, you'll have to do the same, but I'll get this back together and then we'll start her up. All right, there she is. Take a look at that. Nice new parts on an old Toad. We got this fire system going, fuel system before, fire system today. Really excited to test her out. So without further ado, let's not trip over my tools. Sorry for the lighting. It's night once again. Daylight savings really kills Jeep projects. So hopefully if I did it right, it'll start right up without misfires. Yeah, buddy. Wow. That is purring smooth. It doesn't even look like it's on. Wow. Not bad for an old Toad with 200,000 miles. Can't wait to get this baby on the road. That's awesome. All right, the sun's almost down. It is dark. The daylight savings is really messing with me. But here we go. One last look at the Toad. Running awesome right now. MSD ignition coil. And of course we got that new fuel rail, new injectors. We got ourselves a new camshaft position sensor. Everything is timed. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you learned a little bit. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Let me show you guys the unlikely heroes of the day. We got ourselves a little mirror on a stick so we could index our little timing notch. We got ourselves the 13mm gear wrench on the swivel. That was great. Of course, we got our little balloon finger. We got Johnny Balloon Hands over here.
Mr. Balloons. Mr. Balloon Hands.
So there's another use for your compression tester. And a nice mean streak marker. That's how we found where the timing mark was. This little thing saved the day. So I'll leave a link to everything in the description, especially those awesome parts we use. And let me ask you guys, what do you prefer in your XJ? Do you prefer the copper Champions or the NGKs? Let me know about them spark plugs. But running good so far, and I hope we'll get many good miles out of this. And maybe I'll do a review later down the road when I can calculate the fuel mileage and how zippy she drives when I get this thing on the road for a while. So, all right guys, appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next project. Peace. Don't forget to get them air bubbles out.